welcome to Rex Sikes Movie Beat. Now, if you look behind me, you won't see the usual background, and I don't know why. I can't tell you why. Some weird technology thing keeps telling me to use the browser that I'm using, so we're going to go without it. I'm going to have a green screen behind me. Also, we have a shorter show today. It's going to be about a half hour. I've got Sean Stewart, who's going to be with us in just a moment. But because of commitments that he has, I'm very grateful that he's come in here and is giving us the time that he's giving us today. You hear Bailey in the background, of course. So I want to say welcome to you. And let me tell you a little bit about Sean before I bring him on. He's an event and enrollment expert, as well as a speaker with over 14 years of experience helping entrepreneurs create profitable businesses using events and stages. He's been behind the scenes of icons like Brendon Burchard, Dean Graziosi, Les Brown, J.J. Virgin, Lisa Sasevich, and many others, helping them generate millions from their live and virtual events. He's been featured in the New York Times, NBC News, and on the front page of Entrepreneur magazine, sharing his expertise. Originally trained by Tony Robbins, he's got a 30-year background as a spoken word artist, rapper, and performer. Sean electrifies his audience with his unique training style and innovative approach to helping small businesses thrive. So I want you to help me welcome the CEO of Rock Your Gift and the founder of Rock Your Gift, the 3-day live experience with Sean Douglas Stewart. So here he is. Oh, there he is.
Here I am.
How you doing?
Good. Great to be with you, Rex, as always.
It's great to be with you. A lot of weird technical stuff going on today,
yeah,
so we're going to skip over all of that. We're going to skip over all of that and just dive right in. So, Sean, you have helped some really big names do some really amazing things, and your background is in helping people transform their lives and to make more money doing what they love doing. So, can you tell us a little bit more about what you do and how you do that?
Yeah. So for, like you mentioned, now 15 years, I've been working with entrepreneurs, originally trained by Tony Robbins. So my skill set is in its core. It's about real transformation, like uncovering the core patterns, the blocks, the mindsets that have people stuck, and helping them to step into their most empowered and most successful version of who they are and really condition that as the new normal. That's the baseline of what I'm doing. And then I have, over the last decade, really focused on helping speakers, helping people use stages. And really, the whole idea for me is this kind of two parts of the same whole. The first part is helping people step into that most empowered self and what I like to call their authority. And then the second part of it is actually rocking stages and taking that breakthrough of stepping into that authority onto stage, an actual place where your authority shows up, so that you can make the impact that you're here to make. So it's really an inner game, outer game process that I work with my clients in. And it revolves all around rocking stages and rocking your gift.
So when people do that, when they hire you, when they work with you, what's the first thing that they need to be aware of where they are at in their path? I mean, you take them when they're absolutely raw. Are they somewhere along the lines? Are they?
My clients have been in business for at least 2 years. I work with established entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers, service-based entrepreneurs. They have a business, they have clients. And what we're doing is really helping them to increase their revenue by generating more clients using stages. One of the things we do that's been really helpful to a lot of our clients, a lot of people we work with don't have a huge email list or a huge following and are sometimes stumped around how they can host their own events when they don't have a huge following. And so we've been leveraging joint venture partners, which has really been an amazing fuel for these events for myself and for my clients, because it's all about collaborating with people in your network who already have access to audiences. Maybe they have an audience in email, maybe they have an audience that is social media, and they're going to promote your event to their people. And this is something that I've been able to help, first of all, starting with myself and then with hundreds of clients, to be able to use these partnership marketing strategies in order to fill their own events and to really grow their business very rapidly. So that's really what it looks like is our clients are generally overwhelmed by the marketing strategies they're being taught. There's just this complexity expectation at this point, whether it's, to create the 50-step funnel, or if it is to be able to get into ads and the complexity of that, or a variety of things like social media marketing and how you need to post all the time. A lot of the people that I work with, they just are frustrated with those marketing options, because they just take so much energy and time from the things they really want to put their energy towards. And so their business becomes like mostly about trying to figure out marketing and not enough about actually helping the people they're here to serve. So we like to kind of switch that equation and get them to put the marketing into the side of things that they already are naturally doing, which is speaking, and just showing them how to be effective from those platforms. Sometimes my clients will, be like, how are you getting all these people? And I'll be like, anytime I get a mic like this, or sometimes I'll go to a networking event and I'll get 60 seconds to share. It's all about how you communicate in that small blip of time, or medium or large blip of time, because you can be so effective from stage if you know how to say the right things to the right people. I lost your audio.
Of course. Thank you. So I want to say that I want to tip something right now, that you're going to be part of the Los Angeles Tribune Marketing Summit. We're going to do something later in this week, you and I, and we're going to talk about marketing and some of these things as well. So just so that people know that they want to find you, they can find you in different places. I want to make sure that they do that, but also that you will be talking more in depth or at this other time. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell them more about that once we go on. Let me ask you this, because I think it's really amazing. You said your goal is to help people serve their clients rather than spend their time with all the tech stuff around marketing. Yeah. And I would say, having been in this business like 50 years, in the old days, you had to have, a brochure. It could be like, say, a piece of white type paper with typing on it that you set out, or a 4-color brochure, and you had to pay overhead. You had to have mail costs. You had all these different kinds of things that went into doing that, or business cards printed or anything else. But at the same time, it was pretty cut and dry what you needed to do and how you needed to do it. You sent something out, and if you had good marketing material, people might respond, and then you could sell them or close them or do a call or whatever. They show up in your event. Today, it's really confusing. There's, like you said, 50-step funnels, 3-step funnels, no funnels, this funnel, that. Everybody's got a different thing. They're spending so much, myself included, trying to figure out what's the best way to reach the most amount of people to do when really it's about service and helping people transform their lives, and in doing that, to simplify everything for the providers so that they can make that connection, right, and offer their services, get paid for what they do. Yeah. And go on. I don't suspect it's going to get much simpler anytime soon. So we need someone like you who can help people cut through all that stuff.
Yeah. And that's why I'm such a big proponent of stages. And, if you look at the numbers, it's very, very hard to convert more than 1% on like an online landing page. Like it's 1% is like unheard of. Whereas like in a speaking gig, you're generally going to convert 10% or higher, generally much higher, especially in person. So when it comes to the biggest challenge of today, which is attention, there's nothing more effective than having a wrapped audience that is either on Zoom with you and they're actually live. And I like to encourage people to bring their cameras on, obviously, or in person where you actually have filled that event yourself. Of course, if you can get speaking gigs, which is another way for you to have a wrapped audience, speaking to somebody else's audience, booking other people's stages and so forth. Perfect. But the whole thing to me is really like, how do we get out of feeling like no matter how much great content or great marketing we put out there, it's barely going to convert 1%, meaning 99% of people are bouncing from all the communications that are going on with the online space. And so we use online marketing. I don't want to just make it seem like it's all offline. But what I want to say is, for those of you who are struggling to be seen, to be heard, to be able to get the attention so that you can now convert those people into clients, the most important thing is to find a strategy that is aligned with what you love, So if you love writing, then you should be posting on social. I worked with a coach at one point, and I was trying to model his system. And I realized after a certain point that it was really hard for me to model his system because he loved writing posts. He actually said that he enjoyed spending that time to create those posts. That was actually something that he enjoyed. So that's not me. I don't enjoy sitting down to write posts. I enjoy communicating on stage. I enjoy sharing verbally. So there's a lot of people that I work with that are similar. They enjoy being communicative verbally with their message. If you're like that, then you want to try to focus on marketing strategies that are going to be about using your voice on stage. And so, like, I'm just constantly, I just got off a workshop earlier today, and I was just talking to a group of people about how if you really want to grow your business as a speaker, you want to go all in with making speaking your primary focus, because we all have a limited amount of time, and most of us are wearing a bunch of hats, and we can't keep it all together with all the things in the modern world that we need. So the simplest thing is to simply say, my focus is speaking. Not my focus is on social media marketing. My focus is on speaking, because the same energy that you could put towards posting or trying to come up with posts or getting on the content hamster wheel, that same energy can be put towards actually booking stages and reaching out to meeting planners and hosting your own events. And that's what I'm helping my clients with, is basically focusing on speaking based strategies to grow their business. Because if you're a speaker, then you're doing marketing you love. And from a conversion standpoint, it just converts way better when you're live with humans than it is if they're on some virtual online page.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. And so I'm a speaker. I've been speaking for years. And you give me a person or a million people, and I'm like, I'm down. That's good. That's great. Whatever.
Yeah, right.
I love to speak. I don't want to be spending my time dealing with tech issues or all the other stuff that goes along with it. I just want to get booked and talk and be able to help those people. So I get that. And for those people who really love to speak and want to speak, now the industry also has changed in that there's a lot of online, booking places and speakers bureaus and things that some of them are really good and they serve their clients, and others take your name and put you up there and they use you to bring in others, so that they can sell their own stuff.
Right.
I mean, they're not representing you, but they're using you as the hook to get people in, and those things never go away.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody who loves speaking and wants to speak, how do you help them get those speaking gigs? Is it creating their own events, or is it partnering with other people, or
it's a combination. So we want to do our own events once or twice a month. That's the first kind of baseline. We do what we call a virtual speaking tour, and this is 1 to 2 times a month. We'll do a workshop to usually to joint venture partners that promote us to their audience. We'll also promote it on social and promote it to our audience. So we kind of we both the partner and ourselves are promoting the event. But we are doing this workshop once a month, and that becomes kind of a baseline, what I like to call like these tent poles of speaking opportunities. Then we also want to get other people's stages. So the way that we do it is there's a series of tip sheets that you can get very easily. There's a resource that I'm happy to connect people with. These tip sheets have all this information of various events going on. And so the work is work in that you have to cull through these lists and find the gigs that are relevant for you, your audience, and then work on reaching out to those people. So there is a submission process, and you want to submit to a significant amount of places to get opportunities. So it's a volume game. And at the same time, it's one of the easiest ways to grow your business, because it's a volume game as well, to have to, or feel that you have to post on social every single day in order to get leads and clients. And I find it to be highly ineffective in most situations. And so to me, the energy that I put towards booking these stages is well worth my time. Also, you can hire a VA. We have hired people to come in and kind of take the grunt work out from the process. And there's ways to do that as well. But the bottom line is people just aren't applying. People aren't, they're not looking for and finding, they're not doing any of the research. They're not, following up with people. The other thing too is like speaking opportunities are literally everywhere if you're just getting creative. So as an example, last year I had a 3-day event, which is another strategy that we teach, how to do a 3-day event and generate like 6 figures in a day plus. And this event was something I wanted to fill the seats of. And so I started to say, okay, if my event is 3 months away, I want to book myself on stages over the next 6 weeks leading up to it or whatever it was. And so I ended up like just keeping my eyes open for opportunities around my local area. I got a message via email from a friend of mine who was doing an improv class, and that he was like promoting it via email. But I just sent an email back and I said, would you be open to me sponsoring this event? I can give you a little bit of money and you'll give me some stage time. He's like, let's have a call. So I set up a call with him and his partner. And because I had my event coming in the future, instead of having me pay him, we both agreed that if I gave him 15 minutes at my event, he would give me 15 minutes at his. Long story short, it ended up leading to a high ticket client in my program simply because of that moment of inspiration of saying, look, this guy's already going to be doing this event locally. Why don't I see if he's willing to, I'll give him $500 or something. Like, I do also pay to play as another option. So how do I get so many stages? Part of it is the outreach. Part of it is that I'm hosting my own events. And part of it is that I'm actually looking for opportunities to be a sponsor because I have good skills at converting from stage. I don't mind spending money up front because it's going to ROI. In fact, this event that I'm doing December 7th is the 3rd time I've done this particular event. And so far I average 17,000 per event in terms of the ROI. So I'm willing to spend some money in order to book that because I know it's going to come back to me. So there's a variety of ways that we do it. But at the end of the day, making speaking a central focus is the critical first step.
So that brings up the selling from stage, converting from stage. Is there anything, and we only have maybe 10 minutes left, but within that time frame that you could tell our audience about those people who want to speak and want to convert from stage, maybe a tip or two about being able to do that?
Yeah.
And then I want to be sure that we talk about the upcoming program too that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to that. So those of you that are listening, stay tuned because I have something really special for you. You're going to want to stick around for. But so in terms of tips for selling from stage, there's a couple things that I think are really important. The first thing is that the way that you sell from stage is that you first define what your offer is. So a lot of times people think that they're going to come up with a talk first. And then, when I ask them what they're selling on the back end, they're usually not sure. This is a common thing where it's like they hadn't thought about what they're selling. So the first thing we want to do is say, well, what is it that you want to sell? What's the primary thing that you would like to sell? And generally, I would encourage somebody to have an offer that's, let's say, 5,000 or above. So we teach high ticket sales, and high ticket to me is really 10K and above, but there's a lot of people that aren't ready for that. So we'll call it 5K. So the first thing is knowing what the offer is that you're going to make on the back end. Okay. The second thing is to acknowledge that the offer section, when you're doing a speak to sell talk, is in itself its own beast. You can't just like put an offer on top of a talk. You have to actually design your offer properly, and you need to link it properly with the talk. So you have to give it about a half an hour. Like, you're not going to want to rush through a speak to sell thing. So if you are trying to get a whole talk done in 45 minutes or an hour, your talk would be 30 minutes and your offer would be 30 minutes. Your offer is going to take you about 20 to 30 minutes to communicate if you do it the right way. So knowing that it's going to take you 20 or 30 minutes to do it, you've got to make sure that you've thought it through. And there's a very specific sequence. And this is where this invitation or offer that I have for you guys is going to be really blow your mind. But the sequence is something that we've used and learned and improved on over the last decade. And it's a series of things that we do so that by the time we get to the point where we have them make a decision or buy something from us, the price is so ridiculously a no-brainer compared to the value that we built up that we get this, like, not only do we get like a rush to the back kind of thing, but we get this like audible sigh in the audience, especially when it's live. It's like, you're like, what? And there's this like, I have to do this kind of energy in the room. So it's about putting the right sequence together for that offer. And the other thing too to get about selling from stage is that you're not just selling in that offer section. In fact, areas that people don't realize are built to convert in the talk, at least the way we teach it, is when you share your origin story. A lot of people love being able to come up with that origin story that really articulates who they are, what they do, what makes them unique, etc. Well, we've designed a very special origin story process in the way that we teach talks, so that the origin story is in essence a metaphor or a parable for the audience or the participants' own breakthrough that they are going to have when they work with you. So it's positioned as this is me and my story, but the right story to tell is actually your audience's story. So that when they hear that 2, 3, 4, 5 minute origin story early on in the talk, it creates a story that ends up kind of sticking in their mind, so that when you get to the offer and you move into making an offer, they're like already bought in because of the story you told earlier. There's a lot more that I could say, and it's hard to cover it within the time frame we have, but I will tell you that there's a very intelligent sequence. And as an example, we did this to a live audience of over 250 people last year, where I made a direct offer and we generated 91 sales out of 250 people there live. 91 sales from this particular sequence. And so we teach that. We actually give you access to those particular trainings on showing you so you can study how do you do this, because it's the skill that will give you an unfair advantage going forward if you master it.
Well, I need that. I know that everybody watching needs it too. And
Yeah.
that's why you're here. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
So I put together a course, and we're going to be launching it as an official course in the next several weeks, actually. It's going to be part of a Black Friday bundle, and then we're going to also start selling it as a standalone course. It's called Table Rush Sales System, and it teaches this process that I just shared. And I'm actually waiving the fee for this for those who are watching this live and want to jump on it. You can see visually there, it's tinyurl.com/table rush program. Pop that into your URL and you'll find that it's a Kajabi course. You give us your name and your email and you get immediate access. It's a legit $397 course, and it's only going to be open for a very couple weeks maximum before our Black Friday, or maybe it's a week away from when we do our Black Friday. But if you go to that link and it's no longer free, you miss the window. So you better jump in now and grab that, because it teaches the entire system that I'm talking about. It doesn't teach the whole talk. It's not going to teach you how to design your entire talk. It's going to teach you specifically how to design the offer, and then how to communicate that offer in literally the sequence step by step, so you can plug in if you want to sell something that's $97 or sell something we've sold things all the way up to $100,000. So anywhere in that range, this process will help you. And so if you want the Table Rush program, the sales secrets, just go ahead and click that link, or go ahead and put that URL into your browser and jump on it, because it's a gift.
Well, it is a gift, and what a generous gift it is for you to make it available to this audience, to these people who are watching today. And I know I'm going there as soon as we can when this is over, so I know everybody else will too.
Yeah, it's worth it. I've already gotten great feedback from people that have made money from it, so I'm very proud of it.
Oh, that's fantastic. So we're coming to the close, and they can go and get the program. But anything else that you want people to know, or how to reach you, or is it all built into the program there that they can?
I am available if anybody here is interested in actually taking their speaking game to the next level. I didn't pop this link in before, but I have a link that I can share with you right now that maybe you can pop in, or I can just communicate it verbally. But it's basically go.rockyourgift.com/game plan call. And I've got a couple spots on my calendar available each week, and they're
so I'm gonna see if that can be
added in real time. No worries.
Or fix it in real time for you.
Yeah,
what is it? Is / what? Game plan?
Game plan call. So go.rockyourgift.com/game plan call.
Let's try this.
There you go. So if you want and you are interested in actually using speaking and stages to grow your business, like this is speaking to you and you feel what I'm saying about like social media, and we're talking about technology, all these things that bog messengers down, right? You have a message, you want to get it out to more people, you want to attract clients, you want to grow your business, and you're just bogged down by like these 100-step systems. And you're like, I just want to share my message on stage, and learn a way to generate an additional 250K in the next 12 months with speaking and stages. Jump on a call with me. It's really reserved for those of you that are serious about growing your business to the next level. But if you are, we have a couple spots available each week, generally between 2 and 3, because of my schedule being very, very tight. So if you're interested, book that call. Let's have a conversation. Mention where you met me. Fill out a little form. And that way I'll get a chance to go a little deeper.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here. There's this, and there's this, if I can get to it. I don't know, having one of these tech moments that's
well, we started with it and we got to end with it.
It has been no other way. Tech thing after the other here today. So that was that one. I don't think I'm going to be able to get back to the other one.
That's all right. tinyurl.com/table rush program. Grab that. Just pop in your email and info, and you'll get immediate access. And I hope you got value from today. And the main thing I would just say again is that if you are a speaker or an aspiring speaker, you have to make it a commitment to make speaking a primary focus in your business. It's going to take that. The world will tell you you've got to do all these other things, but you have to remember you're a speaker. You have a special skill. Make sure you leverage it. Get out there, share your message with more people, and you'll grow your business automatically.
That is fantastic. And I want to tell people that you are going to be, again, part of the Los Angeles Tribune Marketing Summit that's going on today through the 24th. I think we talked about it. You're going to be on Saturday, the 23rd with me sometime in the afternoon. I think it was 3:20 Pacific time, if I remember right. I could be wrong about that, but I will be happy to see you then. I'm thrilled about that you're part of that and that we're going to be able to do some more at that time. I want to thank you, Sean Stewart, for being here today. One, for your friendship. People don't know that we've known each other for a number of years, at least since going back to 2009, and I've known your dad since 1980. So,
wow.
There's that whole history there. And I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
We didn't get to talk about you rapping and doing some other things, but we will maybe in the future.
Yeah.
And we should say that you had been on the show before or you were in the background. Your dad was on the show.
That's right. I don't. Maybe I was with him.
You may have popped in.
I think I was actually there as on camera for a part of that.
But Doug, but your dad, Doug, wrote Officer and a Gentleman. It's been a movie, it's been a musical, now it's a novel, it's a book, and we had Doug on recently, I think in May, if I remember right, and you were part of making that happen. So thank you so much, Sean. Thanks for all you do, for your expertise, for what you shared here today, and for who you are. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Rex. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. And with that, I'm going to say so long in just a moment, but I do also need to tell you about some of the other things that are going on here. And that is that a lot of people are signing up for the newsletter, which is really exciting. They're joining in the programs. And one of the programs that we've got going right now that I'm very, very pleased about and just added some new modules to is this program called the Einstein, it's Create Your Best Life using Einstein and Tesla's genius. And what it's about is overcoming limitations and difficulties so that you can be free to be more creative, more intuitive, and live the kind of life that you want more positively and optimistically, and create your own life, your own best life. But it is using the strategies and the methods that Tesla, Einstein, and others have used in order to unlock that genius. And so if you're so inclined, and you want to do it, I invite you to go look at rexsikes.com/Einstein and look into this program. It is a powerful, positive, wonderful, life transformational program. I'm so glad to offer it. And right now I've got 75%. I never run discounts, but I decided I was going to discount this, and I discounted a different program. And so there's 75% off the enrollment fee for Tesla and Einstein right now. And so, but go ahead and take a look at it and see if that's something that you want to do so that you can improve your life. Let go of the things that are bothering you. It's great on stress reduction and on meditation, on entering the theta state and programming your mind, your subconscious mind. So jump on in, dive on in, take a look at it. I know that you'll be glad that you did. With that, I'm going to say so long. We'll be here next time. Hopefully all these tech problems are going to be resolved. And I'll have my normal background back there, Life on Your Terms, my book. And we'll have a show of the regular length. So I love you, and I enjoy bringing these shows to you each and every week. And as I have always said and always maintained, if you consider something a problem, it is a problem, and if you consider something a blessing, it is a blessing. So the best thing to do is to just celebrate everything, because with that attitude, you open yourself to all sorts of goodness that you would not otherwise see. With that in mind, I'm going to say namaste. It's been my pleasure. I'm so grateful for Sean to have been here today. That's Sean Stewart. Check it out and have a beautiful day.